The Pianist. This article is more than 22 years old. Speeder Brad Schopeter. Brad Schopeter, the 24th of January 2003, 2:05. Gamsa Roman Polanski's heartfelt and high-minded Holocaust movie, based on the true life. Memoir of Polish pianist Wladyslaw Szpilman arrives garlanded with the Cannes Palme d'Or in a widespread, respectful sense that here is a very substantial work. Seeing it for the first time at the festival, I was restive at a certain plotting historical worthiness. A second viewing, however, discloses more than ever just how stunning the work done by Polanski's cinematographer Paweł Edelman, and also the excellence of Alan Starkey's production design and Christian Kunzler's painterly digital effects. Maybe Ronald Harwood's dialogue is a bit stately and stagey here and there, but that is an allowable byproduct of the film's sustained seriousness. Gaunt Odrine Brody plays Szpilman, a famous pianist who at the moment of the 1939 Nazi invasion is broadcasting live on Warsaw radio. The studio is blown to pieces, an inspired image for the impingement of life on art. He and his family are moved into the notorious ghetto. They refuse to join the Jewish ghetto police, collaborators who affect grotesque Hitler mustaches. But Szpilman's celebrity nevertheless allows him to pull strings, gets his firebrand brother out of detention, gets a work permit for his father, and just as his family are loaded onto the cattle trucks headed for Auschwitz, Szpilman is hauled off and allowed back into the devastated city, to fend for himself and deal with his survivor guilt as best he may. The scenes Polanski contrives in occupied Warsaw are truly horrifying. The Nazi officers who tip a wheelchair-bound old man off a balcony, the boorish guards who humiliate Jews by making them dance in the streets, the starving man lapping up spilled soup like a dog. It is unwatchably harrowing. And the images of devastation are positively retina-scorching, like surreal canvases by Ernst or D. Carico. But the story of Szpilman is the story of escape. He avoids the death camp, so the film does not enter that epicenter of hell. But he is not in the resistance either, so the film does not go inside the Great Warsaw Uprising. He spends a lot of his time holed up in safe flats and peeking out of the window. Has a ringside seat at much military action, but remains strangely marginalized. Szpilman does not even get to play the piano much, and there is not a great deal of insight into his existence as a pianist or an artist. However, a resolution to these tensions is offered by the climactic confrontation between Szpilman and a Wehrmacht officer. Entranced by Szpilman's performance of Chopin's Ballade, No. 1 in G minor on a miraculously undamaged piano in the bombed-out house in which he'd been hiding, Captain Wilm Hosenfeld helps him to survive. This is based on fact, and who knows? The scene might make the Chopin Ballade as famous as the Warsaw Concerto from Dangerous Moonlight, another movie about a wartime Polish pianist. But the neat arrival of a good German, and the suggestion of a redemptive, humanist equivalence between him and the Jew is tough to take, especially when we've watched such horrific Nazi barbarity. I suppose this is the kind of narrative difficulty that dramatization entails. And all in all, Polanski surmounts it very plausibly. The Pianist is a weighty and moving film, a genuine achievement,